reached out for my dreams, I reached out for my vision, I reached out for help that I thought I needed. Cause reaching out is the proof of passion.
Hello again, our most valued student. My name is Confident. Welcome to our lesson today on the factor theorem. Now, the question given, it says, use the factor theorem to prove that 2x plus 1 is a factor of f of x, and we're given what is f of x, and then it says, then factorize f of x fully. Now, there are two approaches to this given problem. One is the longer method, which is also important for you to know, and the other one is a short method. I'm going to show you first the longer method. Now in the longer method, you are given 2x plus 1 now the 2x plus 1 is dividing 6x cubed minus 5x squared minus 12x minus 4. So now how do we go about it? We looked at a similar problem when we were looking at the remainder theorem. You can also visit remainder theorem and it can make you understand better. So what we're doing, we're dividing 2x, the first one, 2x here, divided into 6x cubed. So 2 into 6 is 3. And x into x cubed, you'll cancel one x to remain with x squared. Now the next thing is for you to multiply the 2x will multiply, if I can use a different pen, the 3x will multiply the 2x as well as multiply the 1. So that's what you're doing and repeating every time. So this is what will be happening. Now in this case, 3x squared times 2x, you still get your 6x cubed. So you have got your 6x cubed, and 3x squared times 1 is a positive 3x squared. Now when you have done that, you roll off and you subtract. You put a bracket because you want to subtract everything. Now 6x cubed minus 6x cubed must always give you a 0, that one. And then minus 5x squared minus plus 3x squared. So the negative will have power over this. So it's minus 5x squared minus 3x squared, which is minus 8x squared. If you take a calculator, you'll say minus 5 minus 3. Let me take my calculator. So what I have here is minus 5, which is this 5, and minus plus 3, but which is same as, you can put and say plus 3. It becomes minus 5 minus 3, which is minus 8. So that's why I've got minus 8x squared. And then after that, I bring down the negative 12. So I've got minus 12x. I repeat the same step again, 2x into minus 8x squared. So 2 into 8 is a negative 4. And then x into x squared, you get 1x remaining. And then now you multiply again, whereby the negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x squared. This must always be matching so that it gives you a 0. And then negative 4x times 1 is negative 4x. You roll off. Again, what you do, you subtract. So minus 8 minus minus 8. Again, remember, as I was saying with the calculator, this must give you a 0. So you have got minus 8 minus bracket negative 8. It must give you a 0. And the other one is minus 12 minus minus 4. So you have got minus 12 minus bracket minus 4. In other words, it's 12 plus 4, which is negative 8. So in this case, you have got your negative 8x. What do? You also bring down the negative 4. Again, you say 2x into minus 8x. So 2 into 8 is a negative 4. The x and the x will cancel. And then after that, you multiply. minus 4 times 2x, you get minus 8x, and minus 4 times 1, you get a negative 4. You roll off again, you subtract. Minus 8 minus minus 8, we did it, it's 0. Minus 4 minus minus 4, again it's a 0. So in this case there is no remainder. It means then if you get a 0, what does it mean? If I can give more space here. Now since we got a 0 in here, the 0 part is a sign that 2x plus 1 is a factor. That's what it's saying. Remember, the question says use the factor theorem to prove that 2x plus 1 is a factor. So the fact that there is no remainder, it means 2x plus 1 is a factor. But as mentioned, there is a quicker way of doing it. What you simply need to do, if I can use a different pen, you take your f of x that is given, in which case our f of x was 6x cubed minus 5x squared minus 12x minus 4, and they're saying it's divided by 2x plus 1. So you take this 2x plus 1, you equate it to 0, and then you solve for x here. 2x is equal to minus 1. You divide by 2 on both sides. So what is x? X is equal to negative half. So where there is x, in f of x you put a negative half. So now you have got an f of minus 1 over 2. It will become 6 to the power minus 1 over 2 cubed minus 5 minus 1 over 2 squared minus 12 minus 1 over 2 minus 4. If you solve that, you bring a calculator, what you're going to have, if I can take a calculator nearby, I'm going to have my 6 into, it's a fraction, minus 1 over 2, close that, it's 1 over 2 cubed, minus 5, it's a fraction again, it's minus 1 over 2, this time is squared, and then minus 12, again is a fraction, and it's minus 1 over 2, it's just minus 1 over 2 minus a 4. Now the answer, as you can see, I'm getting a 0. So the fact that I'm getting a 0, and then how to write it, you say therefore 2x plus 1 is a factor of what? Of f of x. That's how you solve this particular problem. And then as you can see now, the next part of the question says factorize fully. I'm not going to dwell much on this one because we're going to look at it in one of the lessons. But for you to factorize fully, what you have in this case, just to quickly do it, you'll be having, if I can look at, you're having 2x plus 1. That is the important part of the long division that we're talking about. So if you didn't do the long division, you are not going to be able to factorize fully, because you need that and you need the answer that you got there, so that you can write it as 2f of x now is f of x. If I can write it well, it's f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 and 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. So now what is required for you is for you to factorize that, and you can use the product sum method to factorize that, and it can give you the answer if you're using the product sum method. Now, because of time, we've come to the end of our lesson. Please check out this problem whereby you are supposed to factorize fully a given expression like this, and then you'll be able to learn how can you factorize this. But as I said, it's simpler. You're using the product sum method to factorize that. So at the end of the day, you'll be having 3 brackets like that, with the first bracket being the 2x plus 1 and the 2 brackets coming from the 3x squared minus 4x minus 4. Thank you.
I reached out for my dreams, I reached out for my vision, I reached out for help that I thought I needed. 'Cause reaching out is the proof of passion.